All right, welcome to At the Kitchen Counter, where we serve up stories and insights from educators straight from my grandma's kitchen counter. I'm your host, Alyssa Faubion, also known as Farmer Fobs. This kitchen counter is not only the beholder of great conversations, but also a place where learning has taken place. My guest today is Isa Arcos. Most podcasts would introduce you and read your bio, but we're just here at my grandma's kitchen counter. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
I live here in El Paso, Texas. I was born and raised here. I'm the youngest out of five, so I was the youngest out of five to graduate high school, and then graduating high school, I went to the University of Texas at El Paso. So I am a first generation, and just from there, I just started my college career. I went in going for a different college career that I ended up graduating with. I went into a different college during the pandemic, had this whole revelation, almost switched out to a different subject, but I stuck with it and I just graduated in last May, just this last May. Just graduated from the College of Ed with a college degree in education, focuses on English and social studies.
And one thing I didn't mention on purpose when I introduced you is you were actually in my first class of my head coaching career in El Paso, Texas. And so that is definitely why I'm having Isa on as my second guest, because Isa's story is it's inspiring, it's motivational. And as she said, she is the first of five of her siblings to graduate high school. And I actually had your brother, and he's actually still one of my favorite students. I really liked him, but I
Aside from
think
me.
okay. Besides from you, and I think I think that's something huge, and kudos to you, and also you are the first one in your immediate family to graduate high school or college. And I think it's always, when I got you as a freshman in high school, and there's one thing about Issa is that I knew that she was a leader since the beginning, and we had to fine tune some things throughout the time, and I always remember that she was on the freshman team as a freshman, and you are always one of the hardest players that I ever had. In your sophomore year, what team did you end up on?
So I ended up working hard. I put in that time during my freshman year. I was in the gym day in, day out, and I was thankfully on varsity.
Yeah, I always kid her because, her freshman year, I always remember the game that she was at the free throw line. She had gotten the ball, she turned and she shot the ball, and she hit nothing but, I don't know, the backboard as hard as you possibly can. And, as a coach, I go, oh man, we got a lot of work to do. I always remember that. And then her sophomore year, like all summer, she just shot, 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 shot. She worked, she lifted weights, she was in the gym all the time. And I always look at every time that she would catch the ball kind of around that free throw line, that vision would go back to me. And you know what? It ended up being the best shot that you always made that shot, a little turnaround at the free throw line, and made it. And I think you probably practiced that and you're like, Coach, I will never ever let you make fun of me again for doing that. So it was always always something to look back on, but just how hard you worked. And I think for me, um, it's just kind of like your high school career. You worked your butt off both athletically and academically, and you were able to walk across that stage. And I know your mom's going to be listening to this podcast. She's your biggest fan, that is for sure. She didn't miss games, but it's really cool to see you successful now, and you finally graduated college. And so I want to talk a little bit more and give all of our listeners a little bit more on some insights of what it's like to be a first year teacher. And I know it's it's a little scary to be that first year teacher. I've been teaching for a while, and but I definitely want to hear about what are you preparing for? What are you teaching? All those different kind of things. Let us know about that first year teacher vibes.
Okay, so it's definitely one word, just nerve wracking. I definitely think it is so nerve wracking because nobody really prepares you for that transition of being a student to running your own classroom with a bunch of other students. So I I was so nervous. I was part of my last year during my college career. I had to go through the student residency. So during the student residency, I had to be in a classroom with a mentor teacher for the entire school year. So I was in there with her 3 days out of the week. One day I was taking classes at UTEP, and then another day on Fridays I was substituting with different teachers around the campus. So it was definitely nerve wracking stepping into all of that, but I felt like I I took it and I ran with it. I definitely had a unique experience in my own classroom and in other classrooms that hopefully we'll get into, but it was definitely nerve wracking. But now looking back at it and reflecting on it, I would just definitely say I'm thankful for the entire experience.
Nice. And I know, I think maybe give us some advice. I think we hear that a lot is that, we go to college for 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and we take all these classes to be a teacher, right? And I don't know if we really are prepared for the classroom. Like you just said, do you have anything that you might, give some advice as to, the college students that are, going to class to become a teacher, or maybe a little hesitant on becoming a new teacher? Or what better ways could universities help you guys, new teachers prepare for the classroom?
So I definitely think a word of advice that I would give to somebody who is in college, either getting into college or in college currently, is get any experience you can in the classroom or any environment that involves teaching students. I took that advice from you actually, where you're pushing me to be a basketball volunteer. So straight out of high school, I went straight into coaching. So I
Yep.
did coach girls basketball for
Yeah,
seventh grade. And I felt like that really showed me what it takes to have the type of energy, the type of devotion to be around students and to teach them. And I feel like that really helped me because it showed me that you can only help them in the classroom, but take it out the classroom.
I like that. Where'd you get that from? That's good.
I don't know. Might look in the mirror there
That's
because
that's
advice.
that's so true. I think, we always as educators talk about building relationships. And I've always said the relationships don't just happen in the classroom. They happen, in the hallways, they happen on the, football field, the gym, the pep rallies, in recess, is building those relationships. And I loved watching you coach and shine, and being able to really make a difference at such a young age. And I think, I always like, Issa, you need to go coach. Like, you have it in you. You have that drive. You have that passion. So I'm really excited to continue to see you, coach and give back. And I think that's something that is really, for me, just something to really look forward to. You're just starting your career, and you've done so much already. And so, I think never lose your why. Never lose your passion. Never lose that moment, and always go back to you. At 18, 19 years old, going and volunteering your time with students, and making that difference. And so, when we're talking about, you're about to be a new teacher for the first time and about to have your own classroom, what grade are you going to be teaching?
So I am gonna let you in a little something. I am gonna work as a substitute and tutor first.
Okay.
Um, I am in that little situation. I need to finish out my teacher certification. So I need
Yeah.
2 exams to finish out. Once I finish out those exams, I
Yeah.
to teach English
That's
or
good.
social studies. I do want to fix.
Exercise. Yeah. So what's your favorite? Is it do you like to, like, teach them both together, or are you more I know you're big into ELA. What's your favorite? If you had to pick one, what would your favorite be?
Okay, I would choose English.
Okay, that's what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'm excited for you to really continue on. I know, you know, things have to fall into place for to really get your own classroom and to be able to teach some of those things. But I also think that diving in and substituting and volunteering will definitely really you're going to see so many different classrooms. And I actually like this because you're going to see so many different classrooms in so many different ways that teachers run their classroom management, and also you're going to build a lot of relationships. And so you this is really a great opportunity for you to really be prepared when you do get your own classroom, and so I'm excited for that. And so you kind of mentioned that last year you spent the whole pretty much the whole year in the classroom in different ways. um, and so kind of maybe tell us in on was this like one of your yeehaw moments by any chance in
Ye-
the classroom, or are we not there yet?
So we're not there just yet, but
Okay, okay. Yeah, let us know about your year last year, and about some things that you can give our listeners on.
yes, definitely. So, some things that I experienced last year that I'm definitely looking to change and incorporate and take further on to when I do have my own classroom, hopefully by this school year. um,
Yeah,
but I am gonna take, stuff like how the structure of the classroom works, how to be present in a student's life, not only in the classroom, but like how you said, outside the classroom,
yeah.
and, and how to just really be there for what the students need, and then how to work with others in order to accomplish that.
That's good. I think, keep on surrounding yourself by people that are superstars in the classroom, because I think you can take so much from other teachers, and I think it's so important just to keep on getting in the classroom, learn from those veterans, and always say put your own twist on it. Make it yours. I always say you're always going to steal things from other coaches or
Yeah,
other teachers, and you like this and you like this and you like this, and then you put your own twist on it. You're going to put the Issa twist, just like I put, the Farmer Fives or the Coach twist on it, right?
yeah.
And so continue to take a little bit from everybody and make it yours. Um, and so I know, I've chatted with you a little bit about, what I do as an instructional coach, which, I was your basketball coach, but it's a little bit different type of coaching for me. I actually get to go in and teach, teachers and students how to use educational technology tools. And I'm always a big tech person. I love technology. I always, no matter it's in sports or education. And so, we were chatting a little bit about artificial intelligence
Hmm.
and ed tech tools. And I've shared with you about how, for me, I didn't know this world existed until last summer, about, the different conferences, all the personal learning families, all the connections, on social media. And I've always said, I was mentioning that I've learned a lot of stuff of what I actually know now in this with the ed tech stuff tools by social media. And so would love to kind of see your viewpoint on, did you take classes that are specifically about ed tech technology, about using technology in the classroom? Because it's such a big push right now that I haven't been to college for a while. I'm not going to show my age, but would love to like get a little insight as to what actually are you learning in college? Do you have some technology classes? What did you do in your year that you spent some time in, classrooms? Did they use ed tech tools? Give me some feedback.
All right. So, I definitely took an education course, like how you mentioned. This education course I took the last semester of my college career. Um, some of the things that they had mentioned were virtual reality,
Okay.
a lot of other sites like what is it, Sketch, I believe, where they have the
Okay.
students create little games or a little visual or
Yeah.
something. Um, Unfortunately, I was unable to use it because during the classroom because it was a little difficult for some of the students, so I wouldn't have been able
Okay.
to incorporate something like that. But as far as AI, we didn't really touch bases on it. I think maybe we talked about it. We had a discussion
Okay.
post about it in college. But as far as how to incorporate it in the classroom currently, I feel like we definitely need a little bit more input because the technology is growing, the education is growing, the curriculum is growing. So all of the requirements that everybody needs is constantly changing. So
Yeah,
with
that's a good
technology
point.
changing, we definitely need
Yeah,
some
I think
some
yeah,
help.
chatting with you, it was very interesting to see that they didn't have classes that really focused on ed tech tools being used with students and really artificial intelligence being used with students because this past year it's all been about AI, and I mentioned to you that I've used AI with any grade levels between K through 12. I use AI to help my teachers save time, grading, creating lesson plans, different things. So I think I have a little bit more mentorship to do. I don't think you're going to get rid of me because I think I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about some ed tech tools and some AI. Now that you're out of college, I feel like I can really throw more AI because I do not want you to cheat or anything, writing papers or anything. That a lot of these professors think that you're going to use AI for, and so I'm really excited about that because I love teaching teachers about ed tech tools, AI, but I think it's something missing that we need to continue to educate incoming teachers, the new teachers, about all these tools that are out there that can save them time.
Yes.
And so I'm excited to dive in with you. You're not going to get rid of me yet. I'll always be a coach to you. And so I'm excited when you're like, wait, I really haven't used a lot of this stuff. But it kind of reminds me of how I was. I really wasn't told about all these different ed tech tools or AI until I really dove into this job and this position. Also, social media has really helped me because I learn about these different ed tech tools, and it's really I am all about creativity and collaboration with the students. And I know that engagement and really, highlighting that in the classroom when kids are really hands on, you just see learning happen. So I'm excited about that.
Well,
So we're getting close to our indie moment. So as I mentioned, I always want to know every guest yeehaw moment. So let us have it. Let us have your yeehaw moment. To my second guest, and who for me, and I'll maybe I'll start, or should I start? I'll let you start, or because I know for me, you're my second guest for a reason. You are my yeehaw moment of my career, my teaching career, and my coaching career, and that's why. Don't cry, Issa. I know your mom right now. When she listens to this in a couple weeks, she's gonna be like, she's gonna text me like, "Coach," So there's no crying in basketball, right? But I know for me, it was very important to have you on as my second guest because you are my yeehaw moment. You are one of my biggest success stories. Not every, as a player, you were a pain in my butt, but you never quit. Everything that I asked of you, you rose above, and you just worked your butt off, and not only you, your family, everybody was there to support you, and then being able to see you walk across that stage in high school, and then being able to see you walk across the stage in college, and being excited about eventually being a teacher, and you becoming and wanting to be a teacher says so much about you. So that's my yeehaw moment. That's why you are my second guest. You're so important to me. And so let us have it. Let's have your yeehaw moment.
oh, okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much. I know I always hear you tell me how much you really do see me, and you. I feel like in a way I motivated you, so I really do appreciate you just kind of having that reminder of like I'm capable of more than what I think. So thank
Yeah,
you, thank you.
always.
Um, my yeehaw moment. So My aha moments, I would have to say, of me teaching was one thing that comes to mind is this particular student. He had transferred from a different class, and he was having not such a good experience with the other classroom. So when he transferred, he was kind of having a hard time transitioning, especially with my mentor teacher. They were just bumping heads a lot, but it's because you know how knuckleheads are around that age,
I
seventh grade.
do.
Um, so he was giving her a hard time, and I feel like my aha moment with that was, I guess I helped him. I talked to him. I got to know him a little bit more, and I really do feel like I got to him on a different level, because just like how you were able to relate to me, I related with him. He shared his story, I shared my story, and honestly, ever since we had that conversation, I saw a completely different student in the classroom. So from a student who would cuss and misbehave and talk back to the teacher, to a student who the last day of school, we were giving our speeches, our end of the year speeches.
Mhm.
At the end of the last day of school, he raised his hand. Of all the students, he raised his hand, and he's like, he talked, and he said something like, going into this class, I was a little bit scared because I didn't have a good experience with the last teacher. And he said, thanks to you. And he looked at me and he's like, thanks to Miss Arcos, Miss A, I was able to have a better experience here. And just, I will always remember this. So it was really touching, because it was a student who I felt like stood out in that school. It's not a typical student that you would see in that demographic. So it was really touching to be able to have that connection with a student like that, and to be able to help and push him and motivate him, and to have him come after school tutoring with me to help him. And that was my yeehaw moment, being able to help him.
I like it, and you're gonna have so many more of those, and I think that to me, like, to see you already having yeehaw moments and already having, you're already making a difference, and I can't wait. You are going to not only, like I tell you, you're not only, you're gonna surprise yourself, and you're not gonna surprise me, because to me, I've seen this since, you know what was it, eighth grade, ninth grade. I've seen this passion that you have that really separates you from others, and this sense of caring. And so every story that you're going to tell me and everything that you're going to say, I'm going to go, yep, yep, Issa, like, that this is you, and you're going to continue to have these yeehaw moments. And that is so. I just can't wait. I can't wait to hear every story and every time that you make a difference in your students' lives. So continue to know your why and continue to have that passion that you've always had. Never lose it, because I won't let you. So continue to work hard, continue to make a difference, and you're going to have so many more you have moments with students, and it's good. Always remember this first one, and I think that's going to be so fun for you to look back, when you get old and a little heavy like me, you always, one thing about her is that for senior night, she bought me a cane, and so, like, come on, y'all, like, she's been telling me I've been old for a while, but she's going to have so many yeehaw moments, and it's so inspiring because right now in this country, don't become a teacher, and teachers don't get this, and it's hard to become a teacher. But when you finished and you're going to become a teacher, you are you are it. You are going to continue to share with other young people to really become a teacher. And I think that to me is just, it's amazing to be able to say, like, you're my yeehaw moment. You're definitely, one of them that never cease to amaze me. So I don't want to blow your head up anymore. So thanks for being on, Issa. I'm gonna go ahead and finish. Thank you for joining us at the kitchen counter. Stay tuned for more episodes, and remember, great conversations can start at the kitchen counter. So we'll see you guys. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.